Hello, lovely ones. Welcome in. This is Cleo. I hope my comrades are all doing so good out there. I'm going to dive right in because I've got a really important ancestor message for somebody. And thanks for all your love, your support, your likes, your comments, your donations. You guys are the baddest of them all. Love you loads. Okay, what's the message? Spirit guides, ancestors, angels, higher beings. What is the message you have for me today? Victory, baby. Victory. This is the Six of Wands card in this Corleone tarot deck, okay? So you are the dawn, you are victorious, you are on fire. And what I'm actually getting is that your ancestors are sending out, okay, I'm getting the energy of a procession, all right? Like some sort of victory march. This is reminding me of Rome when they used to conquer somewhere and then go back to Rome and everyone was throwing flowers at them and stuff like that. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from your ancestors right now. And what I'm getting is, if you feel like you're on the tail end of a battle or some kind of situation that you'd rather avoid or solve or get out of, your ancestors are releasing and opening up a Martian temple, a temple of Mars for you, okay? So it's almost like you've leveled up. You've reached a whole new plateau of achievement. So there's something non-physically, astrally getting released for you, a Martian temple. And when I say a temple of Mars, that you're ancestrally linked to via many conquerings, okay? Your bloodline has been part of many victorious battles. And again, this is empirical. This is about an empire that you've been part of, a sacred bloodline, a very victorious bloodline. And they're releasing all of these energies from this temple that's so far been sealed up because it's so sacred. But you've reached such a beautiful level. I am seeing you walking up some steps and some Roman columns, you know, either side of these steps. You've reached such a magnanimous level that these energies are going to be released. And like I say, this is a really sacred temple, but then you're a really sacred being. So, you know, and I'm hearing that anyone who is affected by this beautiful temple of Mars, and it's not just that it belongs to your bloodline, it belongs to your allies as well. There are so many energies in this astral temple. And, you know, all of your allies, your bloodline's powerful enough. But when you add to that all the allies and respecters of your bloodline, the energies that are going to be released will not only lift you up even higher, but they will remove any obstacles, opposers, devils in your life, and give them the old heave-ho, give them the old 1, 2, 3. You know, I'm getting references to boxing matches from the early 20th century, the early 1900s. So I don't know if you like a boxer from those days, or maybe you were a boxer in those days, who knows? But we've got Queen of Swords energy here, independent and honest. All right, so you stand in your integrity at all times. You are authentic, you are beauteous, and you know, you're so genuine and so lovely, and you do bear, you know, yourself in all situations. You know, you're not scared of showing the world who you are or what you are. And it's almost like, you know, with this temple being opened, people are going to really have it rubbed in their face what you are. You know, anyone who didn't believe you, anyone who's been bad mouthing you, anyone who's been messing with you in private that you're not even aware of, they're going to have it made obvious to them that they mess with the wrong one. You know, don't ever in your life try to knock the truest. I'm getting that Eminem lyric coming true. Don't do it, because the non-physical is so much bigger and better than the earth realm. Not that the earth isn't beautiful, but think, you know, there's supposed to be, 8 billion people on the earth? There are so many other worlds, and you've helped so many in so many worlds. You've done so much. You know, your sacred family has authority. You know, and, you know, these temples don't get opened up for just anyone. You've done so well. You've walked through a world that's potentially full of chaos and liars and narcissists and all sorts of crap. And you've held your head high and you've walked tall and you've stayed in your integrity, which is so natural for you. And you've stayed in your higher energies. Nothing could pull you down to a base level, right? And I feel like energies maybe have tried to pull you down to an energy of desperation and greed and animalism. You would never let your bodily urges take over your mind. And even if you did, they'd still be sacred. You know, you're not like other people. Their bodily urges, their animal nature is foul. Okay. And this is coming up for a reason. You've been dealing with people who are absolutely base level foul. Maybe you know about this, maybe you don't. But I'm getting that for most of you, you do, right? These people are so foul in their bodily urges for, you know, fear and greed and scared of not being seen in a certain way and controlling and power hungry and manipulative and fake. And even if you were operating from the fleshy level, you'd still be beautiful. So that's the difference between you and them. Even when you disconnect from your higher self, if maybe you've had a bad day or whatever, or even if that ever happened to you, it might not have, you would still be gorgeous. You would still be beautiful, because even your animal nature is beautiful. You've exalted that part of you up to such a high level over so many lifetimes. I'm actually getting earth angel energy here. And that's just one badge of honor you've got. You're no little softy earth angel that people can take energy from and use and stuff like that. I feel like you're very helpful and you're very heartful. But at the same time, you're tough. You know, you're a tough cookie. And, you know, maybe you pulled yourself away from someone recently, cut them off, or maybe they didn't like your reaction to something. Maybe they were hinting around, beating about the bush, trying to get some energy from you. And maybe it went totally over your head. There's something here about you not knowing what's been going on in the background to the fullest extent. All right. Sometimes people hint. I hate hinters. It's like, just ask me directly. You know, ask me to help you. So then, you know, you've got to acknowledge I'm helping you. I hate people that wait for you to offer stuff to them so then they can tell everyone, oh, well, they did offer, when really that's what they wanted all along. So just admit that I'm helping you. Like, what is this social manipulation? So I don't know if there's something like that going on here. But you're standing in victory here and you're floating up to this beautiful, golden, wonderful loot lounge, high vibrational 5D plus timeline, because that's just who you are, man. That's just who you are. It's so easy for you to slip through the crowds, right? The hungry crowds, and just get where you belong. That's your frequency. You belong there. That's who you are. So there's going to be a separation of lower vibrational energies and high vibrational beings. I'm getting a reference to the law of one, the harvest. All right. They talk about harvesting souls. Sounds a bit spooky, but actually what they mean is they take the best, they take the cream of the crop, and they leave the rest. And you're one of the best. All right. The hermit energy here, you've been keeping to yourself, doing your own thing. So whoever's been messing with you, they've been doing it dishonorably. And they've had the big eye of Ra all over them. Little did they know. I don't think they knew that, because if they knew that, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing, would they? But hermit energy tells me, you know, you're wise, you're full of wisdom, you're loving, and you're a high priest or a high priestess. Looky here. This is you being exalted. Okay. Secrets, intuition, and learning. So you're someone who's very mature. You're always 22 steps ahead of the competition here. Okay, you've got 2 golden major arcanas on the table, the 6 of Wands for the victory, and the Queen of Swords. So it's almost like you're being upgraded when this temple gets opened. And I am hearing release the Kraken. So something is being released on your enemies, okay? And, you know, you've got to understand that if you're a high vibrational, star-seeded, gifted, beautiful person who's lived multiple lifetimes and you've excelled in every lifetime, then the bitter ones who fall for the checkerboard moves, the bitter ones who operate from their lower animal nature instead of their higher nature, they're your natural enemies, whether you're aware of it or not. So, you know, this is you being cloaked, shrouded in golden energy here. And you will notice a big change in your earthly reality. We're getting an offer coming in here with the Page of Pentacles, Page of Coins in this mafioso deck. Okay, number 6 on the dice. So we've got 9 plus 9. Okay, the number 18 could mean something to you, the number 6 or the number 3. And there are 2 4s hidden on these dice. So number 8 is also important. I'm getting 888 hitting the jackpot, because for you, it's just so natural for you to be who you are. And I'm getting that, you know, your ancestors knew when you came in here that nothing that they could throw at you could take you out of your divine energy. This is your positioning. And I feel like, sometimes people have been punishing towards you because maybe they thought you were trying to goad them or annoy them because you were just so naturally divine. You find that on the earth plane. They live like they're in prison and you live like you're in heaven. And it annoys them. They live by these prison rules where they're grasping and, desperate for what they can get next. They want this instant gratification. They hate light beings. They really do. As much as they pretend to try and mimic them, and you may have experienced that, people trying to take your energy and mimic you and mirror you and pretend to be you. All right. Your ancestors knew that nothing could change your golden soul. Gold is the only element that whatever you do to it, it stays the same. Okay, so you achieved so much in other lifetimes and you're so beautiful in your heart that sending you here to hold a frequency, a high frequency, which has done so much for the planet, was just such an obvious move for them to make. So I feel like you've been on a mission here. Nothing can change you. Nothing can change your divine status. Page of Coins and the Three of Cups. So big celebration here with the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So what's happening here is you're reaching this level where there's going to be an obvious separation of any lower vibrational enemy energies, situations in your life that you would prefer didn't exist, and you're going up, you're floating up, my lovely, in a mist of gloriousness. You're really floating up beautifully, going through this physical doorway that you've created by holding your natural divine frequency. And it's almost like this energy of your ancestors will take care of the rest. You've held your fort, you've held your positioning, you're always honest, you're always good. And you've provided a light for so many, whether you realize that or not, with your star-seeded ways. You've helped so many people. You've shown people a pathway. I don't know if you're a tarot reader or something like that, but you've shown people a better direction so many times over. So not only just by being incarnate on this earth plane, not only have you held a frequency, which means the evil ones can never win, because while you're alive, you hold the bar at a certain level, and they want to applaud you for that. You've done so well. But you also do something extra. Maybe it's just conversing with people on the street. Maybe it's just smiling at people, being kind. But you've shown so many people a better way of doing things. And now it's just pure celebration in your life. Okay, a big doorway opening. They want you to know. We've got the bulldog energy coming out here. Heavy protection. Okay, so whatever's being released from this astral temple, and I am hearing, you have etheric allies as well, but whatever's being released from this astral temple, a temple of war, Mars doesn't mess around. You've got to hold your ground with Mars and, really know who you are. And, this temple, the energies that are being released from it are going to do all the hard work for you now. So you can kick back, relax, and celebrate, all right? Panda bear energy. It's going to be cozy. It's going to be lovely. And look at this. We've got this big ram here, big horns, ready for battle. All right. And this is the energy of Mars. This is Aries energy. And I'm actually getting, and I'm getting the tingles here, that you're actually getting support from the god Aries himself. Okay. So, whoever's been messing with you better watch out. That's, a master of war right there. So, I do feel like, you are going to be aware of what this is. We've got this vegetarian dinosaur, for some reason, gentle. And I'm hearing the words gentle and older than time itself. What goes around comes around here. We've got the letter O, and I'm getting Ophelia coming through. I think that's a goddess reference. Okay, so you've got high and mighty and beautiful angelic guards and supporters, and they really appreciate the work you've done on this earth because it ripples out and it helps life in other planes of existence, in other worlds and dimensions and realities. So it's really beautiful that you've done that. It's all falling down for your enemies. I'm hearing Kanye West, it all falls down. They're going to get a shock. We've got a pebble here. I'm hearing the word lusciousness, ocean waves, and the word lusciousness. Okay, so lots of lusciousness and deliciousness and lutalicious energies are going to be pouring onto your timeline, into your story, because that's the frequency you hold, my dear. Okay, we've got the anchor, and it's funny here. Look at this. We've got 2 dinosaurs. Okay, the enemy's tactics are going extinct is what I'm getting here. But funnily enough, one of these is a vegetarian and one of them is a meat eater. So I'm getting that, you know, with Aries on your side and your ancestors opening this beautiful, ancient, beyond ancient, cosmic, phantasmagoric temple of Mars, that, you know, your success and your happiness are anchored in, my dear. Okay, you're going to be able to be even more of your true, cute, beautiful self here with the panda bear and the bulldog. And, you know, I am getting this energy of let my enemies devour each other. So something about this temple being opened is marking, you know, a pivotal turning point in all of our reality. Something is reaching a crescendo. It's like the spiritual war is reaching a crescendo here. I've got DF coming out. Don't know if you can see that. The letters D and F. Divine feminine all the way. You could be a divine masculine, but, you know, that's a pretty obvious sign. You'll always be divine feminine, and it goes round and round and round. What goes around comes around, and everything you've earned with your frequency is coming to you. All of that loot, all of that victory. You know, you're being offered a big Ace of Wands as well, new beginnings, big fiery, passionate, luscious beginnings. And we do have the travel card here. 4 of Wands, 3 of Wands. So I'm getting, you know, new location, new reality. Every day of your life is going to feel like a holiday. Everything you experience is going to really confirm to you, you are a higher being with a high, beautiful frequency. And, you know, you're a beautiful high priest or high priestess. Everything you've ever done is divine. If that irritates them, that's their problem. But, you know, I am getting that maybe your enemies are going to be on such a low timeline. They're going to have to devour each other. Can you imagine a world just full of narcissists with no victims to feed off of? That's so funny to me. They will have to devour each other. But, you know, you're going up and away, I'm hearing. You know, your happiness is going to reach a crescendo. And whoever's messed with you, once these energies from this temple hit them, they're really gonna, you know what they are, because it's gonna be smacked right back in their face. I've got the letter C here. Okay, so that could be the initial of someone's name. And I'm actually getting CO with this O on the table. Care of. We put that on letters, right? When we write a letter, care of this address. It's almost like someone's going to be caring for you, or you're going to be caring for them in a really beautiful way. One more, they're saying. And the feather. Okay, I'm getting a reference to red feather. And yeah, your heart is going to be as light as a feather. And I'm also getting a reference to the weighing of the heart against the feather. And your heart is floaty light. It's beautiful. Yeah, lovely Egyptian reference there. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. I hope this has been very helpful. I love you all so much. And a big hello to my friend Nick. Mwah. Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye.